I used to have really low self-esteem.
Yeah.
And now I'm that girl that everybody wish they have the freedom she has.
Hi, Wumi. How are you today?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you doing?
I am very well. So where are we heading to?
So we're going to Dido's at BI, Dido's Lounge.
All right.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you do every morning?
First thing, I wake up, brush my teeth, use my phone, and then...
Okay, so what do you enjoy about living in Lagos?
Living in Lagos is kind of interesting. I've been living in Lagos my whole life, so it's something that I'm used to.
Okay,
Yes.
so what do you do to relax?
I smoke and listen to music. That's the
Alright.
only thing.
What kind of music do you listen to?
I listen to soul music, I listen to R&B, and I listen to rap and trap.
Okay,
Sometimes, depends on my mood.
if you're an animal, which one would you be?
I'd say cats.
Why?
Because we don't like people, we don't like crowded. We're like introverts. Yes.
So, who would you say inspires you? Or what would you say inspires you?
I would say Cardi B. Yes.
Why Cardi?
Because I used to have really low self-esteem. Then I started listening to her and like watching her videos, old videos and all that. Then I started trying things that she said and I found Savage Bitch.
If you had to live in any other city, where would you go?
Outside Nigeria.
Yes, just any other city. Outside Lagos, outside Nigeria.
I think Los Angeles. Yeah.
Why? That's very specific.
Because the place is nice. It's if you're living there, you have to like be rich, extremely rich, I guess. I like the life there.
Can you say I saw Susie sitting in a shoe shine shop 5 times really fast? So what's your favorite part of Lagos?
Beach.
What beach?
I've been going to Yekini Leisure recently, and it's calm, it's kind of private and it's chilled. But I like Landmark. I like the settings. It's clean and it's really nice, but it's too crowded.
Okay.
It's usually crowded. I don't like crowd.
How did you get into the adult entertainment business?
So I've always been in the West. Yes, I realized I had really nice body when I was like 14, 15, and I felt keeping it to myself would be really, really something. Yeah, so I started modeling and all that. Then sometimes early last year, my nude leaked on Twitter, and I wasn't scared. I was just like, okay, I can make money from this, and I just started as a nude Twitter girl. Then the opportunity to act came. I didn't feel bad about it. I didn't think about anybody. I just thought I should do it because it's me. I'm doing it for myself, and it's part of being adventurous. And we only have one life to live. Let me just enjoy and do everything I want to do now. So
Okay. So what distribution or streaming platforms have been most lucrative for you?
I use Xvideos and OnlyFans. I wanted to use Pornhub, but I don't know what happened to Pornhub lately. They're not like paying that much. So I'm focused on OnlyFans and Xvideos. For now, OnlyFans, Xvideos put more than OnlyFans, but OnlyFans is new. Yeah, so Xvideos and OnlyFans. And I do private Snapchat and all that. So,
Okay.
yeah, so.
Alright.
So my let's open the gate for them. Hi.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Wumi.
Hi.
So what are we doing at Dido's? How do you say it? Where are we
Yes.
getting from?
Yeah, I'm going from here. So tomorrow I'm having the show at Dido's. I'm going to be stripping. Oh my god! I can't wait. So I've been coming for the training since on Tuesday, and I'm really improving. Yeah, God is helping me.
Okay, so this is a new thing for you. How has
It's
it been?
something
Are you
that-
excited?
I'm excited because I've always wanted to strip. Even though I might not, I don't want to do it every time, but like
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do it and do the dance, and people watch me strip. I feel like I should send the video to Cardi B that, oh my gosh, we're stripping. Yeah. Good afternoon.
What scares you most about the work that you do?
The work I do, what
Yeah.
scares me? I don't know, maybe my children in the future. I would not want anything that what I did would stain them. But I don't think I'm scared
Yeah.
like that, yeah. So,
Are there things you can do on shoots that you can't do with your current partner?
I don't kiss on shoots.
Yeah.
So,
So what's Savage Bitch's full name?
Yekini Omowunmi Adebimpe. The name sounds weird.
Your name sounds weird.
It sounds weird. Yekini Omowunmi Adebimpe. Some of my friends still call me Omowunmi.
Where did you grow up?
Lagos.
Where in Lagos?
I think I've stayed in Agege, I guess, I don't know. Then, Opik. You know Opik? That's like after Beba. Yes.
Okay. What did everybody know you for when you were a kid? Like when you were younger, what do people know you for?
I don't know. I was just
Like
a
were you
normal girl.
naughty?
I was not. I think I was stubborn. And I'm still stubborn. And I was just a normal girl. My childhood was kind of boring, so.
Why? Just school work, school back.
Something like that. Then I stayed with my auntie, so like, yes, we're not free. Yes.
Okay. Alright, so what would you say was the thing you learned about yourself growing up?
Growing up, what was that thing? Learn about myself growing up. I'm thinking. This is hard.
Right.
I don't know, but I know that I used to be really. I used to be really. I would say not shy, but like I used to have really low self-esteem.
Yeah.
And now I'm that girl that everybody wish they have the freedom she has.
We've been in the matrix for too long, and anything that has to do with women's sexuality has been so suppressed, so repressed, so talked about in a way that is out of the ordinary. Like, it's a normal thing for a woman to want to express herself.
Hi, Jay.
Hi.
How are you today?
Very well, thank you.
So how do you keep fit? Like, what's your routine?
I do not have one stable routine, let me say that. But the major things that I know that I do every day, I meditate every day, and I do my womb rituals every day, I read every day, and I try to consult my tarot cards every day.
Okay. So what do you like about living in Lagos?
Okay, I think the opportunities. Virtually anything can happen here. Actually.
Well, if you could go live in another city, what would it be?
Probably not Nigeria. Texas, maybe.
Okay, so can you say this 5 times? You need unique New York.
You need unique New York. You need unique New York. You need unique New York. You need unique New York. You need unique New York.
What's the favorite food you eat in this city that doesn't taste the same as any other place?
That's a deep question. I think pounded yam. And it's not like it doesn't taste as good as what I know I eat outside of here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How would you describe yourself?
I would say I am eccentric, not conservative. I do not like to follow the rules. And I am definitely a very sweet person and, powerful. Yeah.
Okay. What was your favorite subject in primary school?
Home management. All the practicals of cooking, I love that. I love that shit. That was a favorite for me.
How would you describe what you do to someone who has no clue?
Well, I would say I'm a pleasure coach. I think everybody would understand that.
Okay. So what makes a person a sexual alchemist?
Your ability to be able to, connect your universal life force with your primal instinct. Like, the primal instinct is sex.
Okay.
That is how it is for us. But when you are able to master the act of using your sexuality for the purpose of, growing, developing, healing, manifesting, just elevating yourself.
Okay. In your experience, are Nigerians having good sex?
I think some of them are having good sex, at least the instant gratification good sex. But there's so much more that they could be having, but they are just so oblivious to it.
How would you describe how millennial women view sex and sexuality? And is it any different from Gen Z women, in your own opinion, of course?
I believe Gen Z women are more, outspoken with sex. They are more embracing of sex. Millennial women are just fucking hypocrites when it comes to sex.
Why do you say that?
Well, the way they behave, every one of the women that I've met who is a millennial woman is probably a kind of woman who likes sex, who is almost horny mostly all the time, and they want to explore, they want to do all of these things, but they cannot get themselves to do it. They do it in private, but they believe that when you come out to do it in public, then you have a problem or, something needs to be checked in you. Well, I don't think there's any difference in you whether deciding to want to do it private or deciding to be public about it.
We think there's a lot of slut shaming when women are expressive about sex. Why do you think that is?
The conditioning, majorly. We've been in the matrix for too long, and anything that has to do with women's sexuality has been so suppressed, so repressed, so talked about in a way that is out of the ordinary. Like, it is a normal thing for a woman to want to express herself. Like, sensuality is about who we are at the core of our being, our senses. Nakedness is one of that. Expressing yourself freely is one of that. Doing the things that make you in tune with your feminine energy is one of that. It is only a masculine energy that is so concerned about wanting to, guard up and, be protective and have boundaries. Clothes are boundaries too, crying out loud.
So what would you say has changed in your craft since you started up until this moment?
I think my skills have changed, my professional skills have changed. My heart has changed because when I started this craft, it was so guarded up against all sort of, trolls and shit and like that. But now it's so good to know that my heart is open, even with my craft. I don't have to, constantly keep guarding myself like that. And the expression is definitely different. I'm more playful. I'm not as rigid as I used to be. I think it's beautiful now. Everything is changing in the very right direction now.
You think Nigerians are hypocritical about conversations around sex, and what can change that?
Very, very hypocritical. And I think what can really change that is, everybody understanding that we all have different perspectives, really. And you shouldn't have to put yourself in a box, holding on to your perspective and not being able to freely live your perspective because somebody is going to say, in your body, in your mind and your spirit, what is exactly right to do and not right to do when it comes to sexuality. And when you allow yourself to, just follow your own spirit instead of listening to everybody who is even lost, they don't even know their own self. Like, I think that would really help a lot of people.
So one can say you focus on sexual health. How do you maintain all-round health, or what's your feedback on maintaining your all-round health?
Okay, so I am an advocate for multiple partners, but even with the fact that I have multiple partners, I do not joke with my regular test. A whole lot of, and it's still one of the conversations I was having with a friend some time ago, that a whole lot of women in this part of the world, because of the way we suppress our sexuality, we are not even making sexual decisions from an informed place. We're just being careless about it because we are so bothered about not getting caught or hiding, and we lose focus of the really important things, which is checking up, checking yourself very regularly and being careful of the people that you share your, sexuality with, who you mingle with, who you share your body with. I think it's very important that you keep to a very good sexual health and hygiene.
What scares you the most about the work that you do?
I think it would be having a law say that I'm not allowed to do it. The way the people in the Taliban are right now. That's some scary shit.
How do you ensure your safety while you're working?
So first of all, my workspace is usually always cleansed because I don't know, people will call it superstition, but I believe in energies, right? Since people will be coming in, so that's one way that I, keep a safe space, clean myself and protect myself. And then I make sure that everywhere is compact, like I can see everything, so that in case I'm moving, I don't trip on something and
Okay. In terms of finances, can you tell us how much you make on an average based on the work that you do?
So I'm a versatile person. I do, too much of everything. So when you put everything, but I would say on the average, what I get, it would be like 100,000 naira in a month. But on the bigger scale, which is my fan central, I get about, say, $5,000 to about 10 in a month when there are like really good subscriptions and reviews.
What would you say affects this amount from like your work, maybe like light or?
I think it would be the authenticity, probably. I don't try to, script my private shows too much. I just do it real, raw, uncensored, unedited, so that it captures what every normal person would have in their head. And I also try to make sure that I interact with my people. Like DMs, I don't joke with it. As long as you are in my fan central, I will have a very good conversation with you and, share some of your worries and all of that. So it's more like a cyber mistress kind of something. So yeah, I think that's one of the things that I really have.
So what's the next step for you? I know you say you're very versatile, but like, what's the next step for you? You have timelines, you have things you're looking at.
So right now, I think I'm just flowing. As a Capricorn, I've been this kind of person who is always, chasing the next milestone, wanting to, but I don't know, this year, there's something about this year that's just keeping me in that flowing vibe and just let everything come to me, I know what I want, I put it out there, just let everything come. So right now, I'm just focused on the womb, myself, creating that connection back, being that womb facilitator, I think that's what is flowing to me right now.
Okay. So if someone says, hi Jay, I really want to do what you do, Reiki, a pleasure coach, what is that advice you're going to give them?
First of all, I think that person needs to understand if she or he really, really wants to do that deep into your soul. Do you want to do that, or do you feel like you just want to do it because you feel like, oh, this thing looks good, it looks interesting, it looks like the next big thing? You really have to be sure. Like, know it in your core. And if Reiki is not something, or all of this is not something you want to do by then, you will find what you're supposed to do. Just take it slow. Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Akure.
How was growing up in Akure?
It was too conservative, and there was no freedom in Akure.
So is that one of the reasons you moved to Lagos?
Yes, that was actually the major reason. Then I moved to Lagos.
Especially with your kind of spirit, how was that growing up, like being under rules where you were free spirit?
My room was like, I'm always inside my room. Whenever everybody's talking, they are always talking that I don't talk to them. Like, but when they are talking, when I talk, whatever I say, it doesn't like make sense to you guys. So let me just shut up and, you know. Because most times what they are talking about, I've thought far over. So it made it so difficult. They were Jehovah's Witnesses too. And it was just, you know, kind of, I was a loner actually. Yeah.
Did you go to Akure much, like visit type thing?
No. Now I prefer us to just have conversations on the phone. Because if I see you guys, you're going to make me, you're not going to make me be my own self.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How did you guys meet each other?
How did you meet? It was through a manager, Bakali. My first shoot with a lady, he got money for me to help me out with the uni massage shoot. I mean, the first time I saw her, I just liked her. For the
It's not easy.
Okay, to be honest, the first thing I was so attracted to about her was her body. She really does have a nice body.
Oh, you too.
Thank you.
I like her. She actually inspires me. Like connects to people's soul, and she's like I don't know. It's too. I want to be around her for like some time. I feel like being around her would help me find myself and be a better person. I've met few fans, I'd say that. Although I don't really like being recognized because I'm kind of an introvert and I don't like people seeing me and then you're seeing me and like recognizing me. Okay, it's cool, but like some people make it weird. Like, okay, you know me. It's obvious that you know me. I know that you know me. Then don't stare. Like, I won't be comfortable.
I only say I meet my clients that we work on a massage level, like in real time. I've not actually had to meet my fans in real time because I think that's mostly because of the fact that most of them are not even Nigerians to start with. They're white, so you know, so I can't definitely not meet those ones in real time yet.
My family, they found out obviously, and normal Yoruba woman, she got mad. I know that my mom and I were not like really cool, so I kind of don't give a shit. Yes, but at the same time, she's my mom, and I apologized. I was like, that's already happened, and my face was showing. There's nothing I could do, and all that. And she was complaining too much. Like she would call me and like she would shout on me on the phone. I got pissed. Then I stopped picking her call for like months. Then she called me with another number and she was like, she's sorry. I was surprised and all that, but like we're really cool now.
My dad, I'm sure that one is like oblivious to whatever is happening. But my mom knew when I started being a sex coach, but she definitely doesn't have an idea about what I'm doing privately, like being an adult performer, all of that. But there's something that she always says that makes me feel like whenever she finds out, it's just going to be all talk, and then, you know, she's always focused about you doing what makes you happy, you know, irrespective of how that is challenging. And that's something that I really admire about her.
This type of person that will let you know who I am before we get into anything. So if you're not cool with it, and my boyfriend is cool with it.
For me, I would say dating has been a roller coaster, okay? So I know a whole lot of people know that I've been in a very committed relationship, but he enjoyed, you know, supporting me doing what I do, but we are just in a phase right now where we are transitioning. You know, both of us want different things, and it's not like we don't really feel like we still want to be together, but that transition is causing a whole lot of you know. So, and instead of being too uptight and holding on too much, we just decided to give each other space, you know, to do whatever we want to do.
I'm this kind of person that I move on like really fast. If I tell you how I feel, I don't feel the same way. There are plenty fishes in the fish. I mean, the sea. How should I put it? So it's something that if I let you know that I like you, I know what I'm doing, and you're not cool with it, I would not stress you. I like being single sometimes.
It's actually I think it's a beautiful thing, actually. For me, I don't know. I've never had an issue of somebody, you know, not liking me. In fact, most people that I end up with are always welcoming of the fact that I'm real and I'm open with who I am. Or even though there was one that I really, really would have loved dating, but then he also felt like only a special person can date me. He said it himself, you know. So I've not really had any situation like that where somebody has to say, oh no, I can't do this. For me, health first starts with my spirit, actually. You know, I am always making sure that I am good in my inner space. And of course, that includes that I take very proper care of my internal organs. This body is actually like a car, you know. If you keep the car and then you keep saying what you don't know, doesn't it? One day that car will stop in the middle of the road and there's nothing you can do about it.
You said spirit. Well, I want to feel the spirit because I feel like I'm just there. You know, this generation, we are sad people, sad children with happy pictures.
So people need to really, really understand that people who act porn are not just all careless bunch of people who are just, you know, trying to do things without putting into consideration their health. We do care for our health, even more than most people outside.
My first 2 videos, it was without condom, but like we did all the things, you know, everything possible to get. And then one guy used to be my friend, and then it was like, so you are going around having sex without condom. I was just like, the fuck?
But to be honest, I'm going to put it out really honestly right now because there are so many of us in the porn industry who are very, very careful of our health because, of course, even if we are doing this, we want to keep doing it for a long time too, you know, without any hiccup. But then there are still other people as well who don't care about their health in the porn industry. Because I've had some people, you know, walk up to me to want to work with me, and this whole thing had to end because they refuse to go do their checkup. You cannot want to have that kind of experience with me. Even if I'm going to allow it, and then I don't have any form of, you know, guarantee that you're okay or you're fine. Porn to me is like a way to help people fulfill fantasies that they cannot do in the comfort of their homes. Or at least open them up to all of those fantasies so that they can start exploring. Not just lying on the bed, lying on the floor. Like, everybody do that in their bedroom.
I like homemade videos, like where it doesn't look like we're acting it and all that. But then you have to like get people that are like really comfortable with. And
people, Nigerians are actually capable of exploring when it comes to sex.
Yeah.
They're very, very wild, deep-ass people.
Everybody wants anal video. And it is not possible. I feel like the male fans, they like guy male and female videos and all that, and I have females. So like, it's now that I started working as a sex worker that I realized that there are actually females that like girls and they're like, they would open up to you, they know that you're down and you're like really cool. Yeah, so like there are girls that hit me up and be like, I like your videos, I like to lecture you and all that. They like my solo videos, yeah, but the male, they like the...
I think the men really enjoy the outdoor, like taking it out of the bedroom. The very weird shit, where you're probably in the Uber, or you're in the forest, or you're in one place that is just so weird, you know. And for the women, they enjoy my massage content a lot, especially the yoni massage. Thank you.
I enjoy it too.
Especially the yoni massage content, they really, really do love it. So yoni massage is basically a massage of the pelvic, the hips, and the reproductive organ of the woman. You can't see the womb, the uterus and the ovaries, but you can energetically feel them. So And as women, we store up a lot of our emotions in the hip area, in our pelvis. So the yoni massage is basically to help you release all of that blockage and also ease up whatever pain or tension or stress that a woman is feeling in her vagina, pelvis, hips, and reproductive organ. I feel like the women even reach out to me for advice more than they reach out to me for content. You know, being a coach before I moved into sex work and all that, people tend to, you know, come up to me to ask about their relationships, to ask about sex, to ask about spiritual guidance and all of that. Yeah, I do get a whole lot of that.
All the girls just want to support me. For me, I feel like I'm going to get a few parts of my body done. Not because of people, but because I want it. Yes. So
Nobody is going to pressure me.
No.
It's my show, for God now. I will decide whatever I want to do with it and how I want to treat my body. Of course, I've had a whole lot of people outside of Nigeria ask to work with me. And the only thing that keeps making me, you know, turn them down is before I even say yes, they're already talking about, I will get your body done, we'll get your boobs done. Like, what the fuck? You're not even asking me if I'm interested in that yet. So I'm not going to do that. Nobody can pressure me to do that. I've even had people talk about me not shaving. Like, if you don't watch my video because I'm not shaved, don't watch my videos because I'm not going to shave. And there's a mentality that we have in the porn industry with men. I mean, you saying that, okay, the man is just coming to enjoy pussy. So because of that, there's no need for me to pay him well. No, I mean, come on, it's a job. Whether he's coming to enjoy, that's just by the way, it's a job. It needs to be treated the same way the lady is going to be treated. It's just
some people are like surprised that I pay the guys I work with because they're like, why are you paying them? They are coming to end up. I'm like, no, it is work. Unless they do. Some people just come and be like, I want to just feature and I don't want to. You don't have to pay me. Like my last shoot, the person that did the shoot, like he sponsored everything. The shoots, the apartments, the everything. I was even surprised and all that. So I was like, make sure I ask them very well. Are you sure that you don't want? I would not want to work whereby you come and tell me tomorrow that I used you.
So I wanted to talk about consent, right? How, and just generally, this is something that women face, right? There's the whole no means continue. Yes, continue. There's the whole but I took her on a date. Why would she say no? Right now women already have that issue normally. Now imagine putting this lens of the work that you do. How do you handle how do you think about consent in sex? Right? And how do you think more people in the industry can affirm that level of consent, or like what consent means to them, so that we don't have these situations of abuse that keeps happening?
Okay, so for me, I don't know. I think it's everywhere that people think sex workers, everything about them is sexualized. I mean, like maybe she now, because I know her as a sex worker, everything I want to do to her is about sex. It's not like that. I'm a sex worker. Yeah, that's my work. That's my job. That's the way they are bankers and they have their normal life at home. Okay, that's my work online. I'm Wunmi in real life. So because you know me online does not mean what you are seeing online is what I do or that's what I want to do in real life. So I think people need to like understand that. I know, like I've been in a situation where somebody was like that. I watch your videos and all that, like give us live performance, and I was like, the fuck. Do you get? I was mad. I was annoyed. I was scared because I was like there, and then it was my friend's friend. I didn't know him. It was just like, I know your video, but like, was just talking like a stupid person, do you get that kind of thing? So it's really, I felt really uncomfortable and scared too because I would have been.
It can be very uncomfortable when a woman says no and you keep probing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be honest here right now, right? The only time a woman's no might be valid, sometimes you want to keep touching me as my partner, and I keep telling you, no, baby, no, don't do that. I want you to continue sometimes, actually. That's the only time I know might be something you could still
That
be
one
taking
is with-
further.
yeah.
That's with my partner, with somebody that I am safe with. But if you are a stranger and a woman tells you no, you have to keep that no and take it. And being a sex worker does not mean that I am not selective of the people that I like to mingle with. The fact that you're seeing my videos does not mean that I'm going to do that same thing with you. I think people need to, men especially in this part of the world, need to understand that consent is very, very important. The fact that you took her out on a date, how much is the date that you now, like, that pussy that you want to take because of dates will pay for your entire life. What the fuck? You can't even afford it, to be honest.
I would make sure that I have every detail, and I'm not coming to your place. I'm coming to where I pick. Do you get? So that's for me. I feel like I should be safe enough like that.
But like for other people, what other things? Because I'm sure you hear stories. What other things do you think they can do to make sure that they are
I feel like
safe?
they should not be too desperate. Do you get? Because some people, I know some people that they're like, they're going to Ikotu for like, and I'm like, Ikotu, the fuck? I don't even go to all those places normally. Why would I not go there for to get someone that I don't know? And I've seen people that they go, they steal their phone, they like rape them, they like, do you get that kind of? I'm like, if you had told anyone that we're going there and somebody knows, or you know the details of the person you're going to see, it would have been, or it would have been more safe, or be more distinct. So
Speaking on desperation, I think a whole lot of sex workers in Lagos needs to start looking at, not even sex workers alone, even ordinary girls that are hiding behind, modeling and all of that, but actually going to see people just for transactional sex. They need to be more careful. There was a point in time where a lady used my sister's phone to try to get an Uber, and then somehow they refused to pay the Uber guy, and the Uber guy started calling my sister. What did my sister do? She tried to use another of her friend, a guy, to set them up, and that one just texted the lady out of the blue that I got your number from so I want us to meet, I'm going to pay. And before you know it, she just jumped up and booked the Uber ride to come to that person without even knowing who the fuck that person is. And that was how she was caught. I know a whole lot of ladies and girls go through all of that, but really, that chicken change, it's not going to be worth whatever it is that happens to you in the long run. So I think they need to be more careful.
And one thing about that money is it doesn't last long. Yes, it doesn't last. Something that I've done, and I might just go and come back and see shoes and buy shoes, and I won't go and okay, the money is gone. Why would I now risk my life for literally shoe and bag money?
Maybe if you were in the US, in the UK, you could call, 911, call mobile police and all that. But Nigeria is the wrongest place to do that shit.
At that time,
You will write statements
before the police even get there, they would have done whatever they want to do to you and leave you alone.
Even if they call, you write statement, and by the time they read the statement, why? She's a porn star. You call, why you they do? She be ashawo, she be this, you've put yourself in another kind of trouble already, And as well, sex workers are just human beings too. Nobody is stopping doctors when they are going out to work. Everybody's not going to be a doctor. Everybody's not going to be a lawyer. Everybody's not going to be a teacher. And everybody's not going to be a pastor. Some of us are sex goddesses. It is our part to give pleasure. Just allow us be. Come on.
Yeah. It's not for both of us.